Good, beautiful Saturday morning, everybody. I'm William Green. Welcome to My Green Pets. This is my orchid collection. I grow it in a big tent in my apartment. One side of the tent has clear plastic to let the sunshine in. And I've had it open for a little bit, so the humidity is pretty low in here. It's only 47 right now. But let's go ahead and look and see what's going on in the orchid collection today. The Cattleyas, as you guys have been following the past couple months, growing really well. Let's start out with the most exciting one, this guy. This plant has been given the clonal name Orchid, which means mountain in Quechua, and it's called that because it's the largest one. It's as big as a mountain. And you can see, look in this sheath. Looky, looky. We've got buds in the sheath. Not sure. I've been polling the Instagram people. How many do you think it is? It looks like 3 for sure, but maybe I want to believe there's more in there. So that's got another couple weeks before it pushes out and blooms, but I would expect we're going to see flowers on that plant before April is over, last week of April. The good thing is this plant has 2 more growths, and both of those growths also have sheaths. This one and this one right here. They both have sheaths as well, so this plant's going to have 3 flower spikes. Don't think they're going to be open at the same time. Maybe the 2 younger ones will bloom at the same time, but I think this one will be done. Don't know why that one came out so early. But we got other flower sheaths that have made themselves known. This plant has got a sheath inside its growth here. And this plant, its name in Quechua is Mayu, means river. And then this one, total surprise, this plant, I don't know why, it had such a great root system last year, and then over the winter, I think somehow it suffocated and died, but the root system is not looking good at all. So the plant is very wrinkly, putting all of its resources into that new growth. But there's a sheath in there too, check that out, exciting. And then this monster, actually this is 2 plants. There's one on the right side here, and then there's another one here. And this one, the one on the right, the Quechua name for this plant is Unu, which is water, and then on the left side is Nina, which is fire. And I have to double check that because I got a little confused when I was looking up the word for water in Quechua. There were a couple different words for it, so I think it's Unu. But definitely got a sheath in there. And that looks like a big growth. That might have a sheath in it too. So we've got lots of sheaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. And I'm kind of expecting this plant to bloom. This was the very first one to bloom, and it bloomed on a really small growth. So I'm hoping this one will bloom too. This is Cattleya. Cattleya means moon in Quechua. And then this one is it was the largest out of Flask. It bloomed the first year. It was one of the first ones to bloom too. And this is Inti, the sun. And it looks like it's putting in a new growth, and that growth seems fat, so it might have a sheath in there too, but we'll see. So those are looking great, really excited. Cattleya José Marti has got 3 new growths on it. Wow. I'm hoping that this will be big enough to bloom this year. It grows like a weed. But it is a seedling still, so maybe this will be the year. RLC Jesse Lee, This is the original division that I'm going to keep, and then these are the two that I'm going to auction off. Root growth is looking great. Putting out new growth down there as well. Super excited about those. My Cattleya Triani is putting out a new growth. That's exciting. Don't know, it probably is still a couple years from blooming, but it's getting there. And then the Hardiana, this is Cattleya Hardiana down here. Putting out a new growth too. That's still definitely not going to bloom this year. It's got several years to go, I think. 3 maybe. And then back in the back, Cattleya maxima. It seems to be in some kind of a resting phase right now. It's weird, it grew all through the winter and now it's resting, which is kind of the opposite of what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be growing now and then resting later in the summer and then blooming in the fall. So anyway, last year it bloomed in July, so maybe we'll see it bloom in July this year too. It's got some roots growing out there. So yeah, Cattleyas look good. Really excited about this year's bloom season and how it's come so early. Like, normally I would be expecting to see this in June, not in April. The Catasetums got lots of growth over here. All of them have new growth except for the very back bulbs that I took. So this one's still not sure if we're going to see a new growth on that one. I really hope so. And then there are those 2 bulbs down there right here. These 2 also, they were taken off the Mormodia Jumbo World and they don't have any new growth, but I feel very sure that they will. The Bulbophyllums, we have HAL Bulbophyllum echinolabium back here. Looking good. His bulbs have fattened back up, and hopefully we're going to see some new growth from HAL this year. There's a Bulbophyllum rufinum in there as well. And then over here we have Bulbophyllum cattenulatum, small little plant on the right. And then the rest of this basket is Bulbophyllum craceum, putting out several new growths on the bulbs there. Hopefully that's going to get established and bloom for us next winter. Other Bulbophyllums are down here in the bottom. This is Bulbophyllum Lovely Elizabeth, and Lovely Elizabeth was divided into several pieces. All these solo cups, all these red cups are Bulbophyllum Lovely Elizabeth. And then in the back, we have Bulbophyllum medusae in the clay pots there. That bloomed beautifully in December, and then it got split up into 4 or 5 pieces. There's a couple pieces of it there. You can see there are new growths pushing out of everything. This is Bulbophyllum growth season. Here's some more of those. So they seem to be coming along pretty well. And then in the bottom here we have Dendrobium, also known as Malaxis latifolia, growing very quickly. And it will be, I think the bloom spike might even be visible. I haven't reached back here, but it'll be pushing out a bloom spike soon. Both of these will. And then here are some smaller ones that are still growing. So those are looking good. Let me change my view here. Here are my paphs, my Paphiopedilums. I just watered them. I'm not seeing any like scary advancing rot or anything, but not real thrilled with how the paphs are doing. They seem okay, but they're not like thriving. The Cattleya seedlings are doing okay. We got them, these are growing as an experiment on antlers. It seems to be going pretty well. They got roots going down the side there. This little one in the front there is not doing too good, but this one's doing well. And then these are all seedlings as well, Cattleya seedlings. Good roots, some new growth as well. This one I just, it's just the seedling in the pot here, and then in the bottom of the pot, you can see the roots are just kind of sticking there to the bottom of the pot. That's good. Just kind of an experiment. No medium, just clay pot. Okay, well, we have had a couple of concerns recently. Cattleya maxima a couple weeks ago had looked like a fusarium infection. I removed the part of the plant with the infection. I have not cut into this part of the plant to see if it has an infection or not. It doesn't appear to. On the outside, everything looks good. So I'm gonna wait till I see some definite signs on the outside of the plant before I cut into anything. This is Phalaenopsis schilleriana. It, I believe, also has had fusarium for the past year. I treated the entire collection with a product called Thiomyl last week. I sprayed everything. I soaked all the plants. I sprayed the tent walls. I sprayed the back of the tent. I sprayed everything. The floor. You can see the white residue all over everything. All the leaves. This is that Thiomyl. This white residue. And it's supposed to be a systemic fungicide, specifically targeting fusarium. So I sprayed everything, hopefully as a preventative measure. I have no idea which plants may actually have it, but I figured I might as well take some action. So I'm going to give 3 treatments. I'm going to spray the entire collection again today, and then I'll do the same thing next weekend. So hopefully I have 3 in a row, 3 treatments in a row. And then we will just wait and see. A lot of the plants look really good, but you never know. You never know. Dendrobium country girl, looking beautiful in the sun here. It looks like those first flowers are starting to wilt. So they've lasted about a month. Very pretty. And after these fade, it'll be time to start fertilizing. Very pretty flower. One thing that I did kind of catch my eye was that this plant, my largest Calyrex, Orchid, it, you know, when the older leaves, you know, sometimes the older leaves just kind of turn yellow and die, right? Well, I had one the other day, or just yesterday. It was on that bulb down there. That bulb right there. The leaf was just kind of yellow and fell off, so I just took it and I just examined it. Hi, Hal. Here's Hal. Ah, Hal. Hal is the boss in here. He bosses everybody else around. But I'm going to show you this leaf that came off because it did concern me somewhat. So let's have a look. All right, so I actually put it in a sealed container here. But you tell me what you think. Now keep in mind this is an old leaf that just kind of fell off, but check it out. First of all, look at the coloration. There are patches. Looks like some kind of a mold or something, kind of a yellow, or no, like a purple, or no, like a bluish almost patch, right? Couple different patches. And then look here, 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 here. See those little black dots? Those little black dots are growing kind of in a circular pattern. That's typically, as I understand it, how fungus grows, is in a circle. And I'm wondering if that is not more Fusarium. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. The question is, if it is Fusarium, did it just move into the old leaf that was dying, or is it coming up from the stem of the plant, and is it in the roots and the rhizomes? That is the question. I would love to be able to send this leaf to some expert who can tell me. And I contacted my local extension office. A lot of states have extension offices where you have universities that do this type of work, especially agricultural experts who can tell you, they'll look at it through a microscope and they can kind of identify what it is. Well, I contacted them, I didn't get any response. And I contacted actually 2 different universities and got nothing. So I guess I need to be more persistent, try to find the right phone number, actually talk to a person, not just send emails. But I would really like to know what that is. That is, part of me doesn't want to know, but I think I need to know. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and hope that you have a great week. Hope the weather is looking a little nicer where you are. It is a sunny, beautiful day here. So, until next time, I'm William Green. Take care. Happy growing.